What's up guys, welcome to this POV review by Autotop.nl. My name is Max and we are at RSR Nürburg and there's Martijn, hello. He's going to fix the Renault Sport Clio. Yeah, still working, okay. As you may have seen, I drove the Renault Megane RS at Spa-Francorchamps. So click up here if you want to see that video. I drove with an instructor, Kostas. It was a really great experience. So they invited us to come to the Nürburgring and check it out. And we'll do a tour first. So there's the Nürburgring just behind those trees. And well, as you can see, they have a lot of cars available to do a tour and to drive on the Nürburgring. There are some more cars behind there. Cayman GT4, can see it right there. We were actually supposed to drive a Cayman GT4 and a 911 991.1 GT3 RS, but you know, there were some customers who wanted to drive that and we didn't really know what we were going to drive. So this is what we ended up with. A 981 Cayman GTS. And this is the modified car. So as you know, they have the standard versus modified program. You can drive the standard car and the modified car back to back and just experience what it's like to drive the modified car. So that's one. It has Recaro racing buckets. It has BBS wheels, Michelin Cup 2 tires and DTE Systems chip, standard Porsche brakes. And this is the other one, 991.1 GT3. This is stock. So it also has Cup 2 tires, beautiful center lock wheels, lovely in yellow, really good color for this car. And well, we're going to drive these two just chasing each other. I think that Kostas are, it's a different Kostas, they are both called Kostas, but I think he's going to drive the M2. And then we're just going to follow him around these roads. It is a beautiful area. So if you want to learn more about these tours or these road tours or about the track days, the events, the race car rentals, the driving academy, check out rsrnürburg.com. Link is in the description. I mean, this is really cool to do, you know, with a friend or with a couple of friends. If you don't know the area, or if you do know the area, it's still a lot of fun. But if you visit the Nürburgring, the area around it is also beautiful. So I would really recommend doing something like this if you can. So if you want to come to RSR Nürburg and you know, do a road tour or a track day or whatever, drive on the Nürburgring, they have a lot of cars to choose from. I mean, this is insane. Fiesta STs, Golf GTIs, Civic Type R, Clio RS, Caymans, Cayman GT4. We were supposed to drive this, but oh, something wrong with it apparently. What a great car. More Cayman, more GTIs. What else? Meganes, BMW M2 35i's, BMW M2, Nissan GTR, more Meganes, GT3 RS 996. Whoa, that's really cool. Another GTI with a wide body over there. So these road tours we are going to do start at 299 euros. But obviously, check out that wide body. But obviously they get more expensive if you get a more expensive car. But it's a really cool way to experience, you know, a car you want to drive in sort of a controlled environment. So if you haven't driven something like a GT3 before, this is a really easy way to get into it and to do it, you know, in one of the best places in the world, driving wise. All right, well, let's go to the cars and get started. Okay, we're starting the tour right here on the Industry Park. This is next to the Nürburgring. This is where all the manufacturers are. So we actually just ran into Bugatti Chiron. We saw a couple of camouflaged Rolls-Royce Cullinans. This is Manthey Racing. They are actually responsible for a lot of the development of the Cup cars of Porsche.
Loading race cars.
This is where they make the barriers and the fences for the track. So Manthey Racing is actually responsible for developing the Porsche Cayman GT4. I didn't know that. And our guide Kostas is in the M2 and we just stopped here. He gets out, he tells us a lot about where we are, about the companies. It's really, really cool. Oh, that exhaust! Nice. So on our right here is Black Falcon. We've been there before because Renntech is also in there. You've got Eibach, Öhlins, Dampers is here, Bilstein, Fuchs, Techstar brake technology.
Here on the left is one of the very important buildings, the last important building in the whole industry park. This is Capricorn. You can actually see a huge autoclave here on the left if you look through the windows. They basically do carbon composites for a lot of different industries, including automotive, but not limited to automotive. They used to be part owners of the ring. I don't know if you follow the whole story about ring ownership changing from the government to private. This is one of the companies that was involved, buying the place in the original deal. So that is an interesting information. And I'm gonna stop talking, and we're gonna be driving for a couple of minutes, and we're gonna stop on the flat next.
Okay, so that was Capricorn, and they are a carbon composite manufacturer for a lot of industries, one of which being automotive, and they were actually part owners of the ring. And now we're going to do some cool driving around these beautiful roads. And Kostas, our guide, is the sort of the pacemaker. He decides how fast we go, and well, he said because we can actually drive, he will go a bit faster than usual, but you know, he will adapt his speed to your skill, really. We've got squeaky brakes because we have WinMax brake pads, which are you know, sort of race brake pads, so they squeal a lot. But this is really cool because this way you can really experience driving, for instance, a Porsche GT3 on beautiful roads with a guide. You don't have to worry about anything, you just get in and go and enjoy it. And you know, you can do it in a group, which is also pretty cool. Oh, this car sounds amazing. I know if you have seen our review of the Porsche 718 models, you know that I said, you know, yeah, the sound is great, but that 4-cylinder is one of the best 4-cylinders out there. Well, I'm driving the 6-cylinder now. Again, I've driven it before, the standard one. And I can tell you that that 4-cylinder actually feels a lot more powerful. It is more powerful, but it really has a lot more oomph than this does. But, you know, the sound is hard to beat. I know that somewhere around here is also, I think it's called Weissach, the Porsche Super Secret Development Center. I don't know if we're going to pass it. I think it's in the woods somewhere. But it's really cool that you have that guide, because he has like a walkie-talkie, and he tells us stuff about the surroundings, about the companies that are here, about the racing history. So you learn something as well. And we are all for learning. Stay in school, guys. I'm just going to shut up if I'm, you know, if we are on a nice bit of road, so you can enjoy the driving as well. And I'm a bit I can't really go much farther back, so I hope
You
my...
can see there is room for everything on the ring, even for a chopper.
He just said that there's room for anything on the ring, even for choppers. Well, I don't think they're going on the ring, but I was saying, because we have those Recaro Racing buckets and 4-point harness, I can't go further back. So I hope my angle is okay, and I'm a bit close to the steering wheel, but. Bit of rain coming. I hope it won't get too bad because I'm on Cup 2 tires. So that will get very, very slippery very quickly.
I'm gonna make a quick stop here, guys, because it's actually very interesting.
Okay, so we're making a stop right here. Oh, freedom! Those racing harnesses are really cool, but they are not that convenient, of course. Yeah, turn off. Okay, so this is our guide.
And we're actually gonna see the coolest part probably of the tour, for me at least. This is one of the things that you normally don't get to see. This is blocked normally. We
Okay.
actually pass. We could even go in with the cars. This is why this place got the name the Green Hell. We were actually gonna see is one of the. Originally there was the Nordschleife and the Südschleife, the two different loops. Today we only use the Nordschleife, and it's changed through the years. It's made a little bit safer, but this is a way to actually see how the people raced
Ah,
at
okay.
this era. So this is retained exactly as it was, and we're gonna see this is an actual corner, and we're gonna see also a straight, and you're gonna understand immediately why this place was called.
This was actually part of the
This is
track.
actually part of the track.
Wow.
This is exactly
That's
how,
insane.
This is exactly how the Nordschleife was as well.
Oh.
And now, of course, it's modernized.
Yeah.
It's still not safe, but it's modernized. But
Wow.
This is exactly how they raced back in the day. This is the actual thing. And of course, you can see there is no barriers, there is no anything. And you
Wow, that's
basically
really
are
cool.
blasting, you are blasting 200 kilometers per hour between the trees. This is part of the track.
Wow.
So which way were they going?
They were actually going uphill,
uphill.
which is I think a little bit safer. It is very cool. When you realize that when you see old photos of the Nordschleife, when you see photos from the 60s, not even from the 20s and the 30s, it still looks dangerous. But you don't only realize it when you there is literally nothing. There are trees.
That's insane.
When was this closed?
I think the last time the Südschleife was used it was around the 70s. 1985 they built the Grand Prix track, and from then on this part has never been used again. This might not be 100% accurate. This is built together with the Nordschleife, so this is 91 years old, and basically is the track changed for the last time properly when they did the GP track, which is actually quite old.
Yeah.
It is it's 30 years
Yeah.
old. It feels new.
Yeah.
We call it new, but it's not actually new. If you think that even 15 years back, Spa was not a permanent track, this place is like properly old.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the few places that you can still sort of get it. Also, you can understand that it was not wide.
No.
This is not wide enough. Remember
It's
that
very narrow.
that in our era, we think the Nürburgring more about like tin top racing, closed cars. But remember that they used to race here with open cockpit
Yeah.
cars. So there is actual element of danger. And of course, all the things that we're gonna see later on, like elevation changes, camber.
Yeah, there's a big banking right here.
There is camber changes and banking in almost every single part of the track. Even parts that you think inside the car that they're completely flat, we're gonna see them by the track, you know, and you're gonna see that there is actually like a downhill braking zone, you know, and you're gonna see that there is actually a camber tent in the middle of the corner, and that is what makes the whole thing tricky. Still, you have to remember, more or less, that is how much tarmac you need. It's like 20-22 meters of tarmac, and that's all. It used to be nothing. Now there are a couple of barriers, there are a couple of sand traps, but literally like 3 of them, you know, in the whole track. So not that many.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's always very cool when you see the actual
Yeah.
thing, how
Really
it
cool,
goes.
really cool.
And we're gonna go back into the cars,
Okay.
more driving, and we can sort of pick and choose where we want to stop next. Our normal stop would be Brightside, so we go down to Adenau.
Yeah.
Remember, the link basically connects 3 villages.
Yeah.
The main one being Adenau. Adenau is where Brightside, what I mentioned before, is the lowest point of the track. So basically, the track goes down into the village of Adenau. That is the lowest point, and then starts climbing up. So the track will go like 300 meters down,
Yeah.
and then 300 meters up from Brightside to climb all the piece up to Hooyacht. Hooyacht is the highest
Yeah.
point of the track.
Is it 300 meters of elevation?
300 meters. But you go like 300 meters down and up, so actually
Okay.
it feels much more. you
Yeah.
know. It's very cool to see like a height chart of the track, because you actually see, you know, there is like constant elevation changes and there are like proper inclinations.
Yeah.
But still, we're gonna go now see that or Hatzenbach, whatever you prefer. Are you okay with walking?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's really cool.
Okay. I think it's very cool to see a couple of corners, to see them up close.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you don't have a problem to walk a little bit, so you can actually see why it's difficult.
Yeah.
Especially if there are a couple of manufacturers testing, the drivers are actually pushing a little bit on it.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
That's nice to see.
So you sort of see people actually driving the line, pushing hard. So I think we go down. I will see how much is raining, because normally when it's longer walk, I would sort of prefer to do in the dry. I will decide. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
okay.
We're gonna turn around.
Shall we switch cars at the next stop?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. I guess there is. If you don't want to switch now, we can switch later on.
Okay.
because, there is enough driving
Yeah.
ahead. It's only this that is a little bit.
It's fine. We can handle it.
And then this happened.
Okay, so that is what I meant. We just got out and he showed us a part of the old Soetschleife or Soetring, the southern part of the track, and he just showed us that crazy banked corner that they just came up with 200 kilometers an hour plus in open cockpit racing cars. I mean, how sick is that? And this is what is so cool about doing this. He just knows so much about this track and about the history. So you just drive around, beautiful environment, and you just get out. He tells you some incredible stuff, and you get in and you go to the next place. So yeah, we're going to drive now. All right, maybe open the window a bit for some sound for you guys. Yes. This thing sounds great. We actually have the sports exhaust, so with valves, which open in Sport Plus. And as you know, the GTS models are always sort of a greatest hits version of a Porsche. So you get some stuff as standard that a lot of people order, like the active suspension, PASM, Porsche Active Suspension Management. But if you go for the sports suspension, which we do have today, it is not adjustable. It is 20 millimeters lower than the regular PASM suspension, and it's a bit firmer, which is really nice. But of course we have the modified version, so this one is even more firm. Oh, beautiful roads. Okay, next stop.
We do Hatzenbach first because it's not raining right now. And
Okay.
if it's raining later,
Yeah.
use everything else. We can sort of have like a shorter walk. Here there is a little bit of walking.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to shut it off. We're going to walk
Yeah.
to the spot. How long is it? 10 minutes. Okay.
And we're all the way we're walking parallel to the track. So
Okay.
I don't think you really need to record it. And here, the part that you cannot see is around the 2 kilometer mark. You're gonna see this 2 kilometers there. That is basically the start of Hatzenbach, and all the way down here, the 3rd kilometer mark, is basically this first stages. That inside the car they feel completely flat. But I want you to pay attention and see that actually they're not flat.
Yeah, it's going down.
When you see a big fast car, one of the most important, I think, something that you probably will like. We were here when they were testing the GT2 RS, and then when they did the lap record, you could actually see the GT2 RS, that's like a properly fast car, to actually come there, compress in the curb, unload completely, because as you can see there, the corner that is ahead of us, you can actually see that it actually goes up in the exit of the
Yeah.
of the corner, and
Yeah.
you can actually see the GT2 unloading and lifting the rear wheel completely to the air before it actually compresses again to turn in for the last left.
This is 992, right?
Correct? You can recognize it from the wing.
Cool.
And we can actually come a little bit closer
Yeah.
so you can actually see the corner.
Okay, so this is part of the walking tour of the Nordschleife. Kostas knows incredibly a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff about this track. And well, they are currently testing the brands. It's an industry pool, you said?
Correct?
Yeah.
Industry pool means that the manufacturers have here cars that they're testing. It can be brand new models, it can be endurance testing,
Yeah.
it can be everything from your average SUV, off-road
Range
car,
Rovers.
to a modern hot hats, to the late model 911.
Yeah.
We saw the GT2 RS testing here. This is what we were saying before.
Yeah.
This is very, very impressive to actually see.
Oh, it's a Mercedes. Yeah. And we just saw Bugatti Chiron and the new RS7. Oh, there's the Chiron. Very cool. Chased by an E-Class. Another Porsche. GTR Nismo. Man,
The Porsche driver is
yeah.
pushing very, very
a
hard.
lot of Porsches and
And
pushing.
pushing very, very hard. Look at the car compression.
Lexus again.
That's probably a Gazoo racing version from the Carbon Beats. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Toyota Lexus, they have a Gazoo racing
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
which is a very big thing for them. We actually are gonna pass through the Toyota Secret Workshop through
Okay,
the tour
cool.
point. And the Alpine.
Yeah.
This is gentlemen good.
Yeah, we were at Le Mans this weekend. So we saw Toyota Gazoo Racing win.
Actually, that for them is the. But they have also here at VLN, you know, like they have like from small cars to bigger cars, and they Toyota really believes on this. I was in Tokyo Salon at the start of the year, you know. To the old traffic.
Okay, so we just did another tour of the track. You can actually see it over there going up. And we're going to switch cars now. So this is our guide. And that's Martijn in the Cayman GTS. And this is me in the GT3. Ugh. Get the harness going again. nice. It's been a while since I drove a 991.1 GT3. I think something like 2 years maybe. So this car has the Club Sport package because it has a roll cage. No cost option is on the GT3 is to go for a roll cage and a fire extinguisher. Oh yes. Oh my god. I mean, the Cayman sounds really good, but this is something else. 475 horsepower, 315 kilometers an hour top speed, flat 6, 3.8 liter, and it will do 9,000 RPM. 9,000.
So guys, here on the right, we have Lauda Lynx and Bergwerk. You can sort of see the Bergwerk, like literally through the trees. You can hear the cars when they are normally driving, especially when it's like a race weekend or something. And this is a very cool stretch of road. I'm gonna up the pace a little bit, still sensible. There's a couple of very cool corners ahead. The track is on the right, and we're gonna keep climbing around it.
Okay, so on the right side is Lauda Lynx, or Lauda left, the corner where Niki Lauda crashed. Oh! We're going to pick up the pace. Oh yes. Oh, it's such a cool car. Oh, tires. They have to really be warmed up. It is quite slippery on the front end. Oh, what a beautiful road. Absolutely stunning. Oh, 9,000 RPM. My god. I mean, this is petrol heaven. You've got, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful tracks in the world. I mean, I think this and Spa are the most beautiful tracks in the world. And you have these roads that sort of wrap around the track, which are, you know, gorgeous. And you can rent your weapon of choice at RSR. I mean, what else would you need on a day out with your friends or with your wife or whatever? Oh, you can actually feel that this PDK gearbox is a lot more aggressive than the gearbox in the Cayman. Beautiful hairpin. My god, this has to be one of the most beautiful roads I have ever driven. Oh no! I jinxed.
That was exactly what I meant. As you can see, we have the tracks ahead of us.
I jinxed it. Okay, so this happens as well. I mean, you can't really do anything about it.
There are a couple of very interesting corners ahead. it would be a lie if I tell you that I haven't seen a couple of cars going straight off here, exactly in this part. You're gonna see how the road disappears. Foot down.
Okay, we just saw another part of the track, the part where a lot of people crash actually, and we are going to the Porsche test center I just told you about. Let's get rid of some of these rocks. It's actually not called Weissach, that's a different place, but it is a Porsche test center. So that is really fun about this tour, that you drive a car that you've always wanted to drive. You stop, you have a little break, you look around, you check out the track. Your guide tells a lot about the track and about the history and about things you normally really not learn. You stop for lunch, have a bite to eat, and then continue again. It is really cool, and it's a lot of fun. I really like it. And it's cool to see all these towns, the Nürburgring sort of connects 3 towns. Of course I forgot most of the names, but I know that one is Nürburg and one is Adenau. And you sort of get a feel for how big the track is, because we do a circle around the track sort of. So you see the track at some points, you just look and there's the track, and it's really cool to get a feel for the size of it and for the way it sort of goes. Of course the track is huge, we know it's huge, but when you're here and you see how big it actually is, it's really impressive. Okay, so that was the Porsche test center. I missed it. It was super inconspicuous. It's just a little building, and they were working on a car there. Kostas told us that when Porsche is here, they do relentless amounts of runs. He said that there are guys from Porsche on these industry pools just hauling Panameras across this track for like the entire day without a break. And maybe that's part of why these cars feel so incredible.
Small village is both Renault, I think, and Toyota.
Okay, this village is Renault and Toyota.
It's literally here on the left. Do you see this white building? There is literally no branding at all, no nothing.
This is one of them. I think this is Toyota. That's crazy.
Some Toyota cars with red plates there. Do you see them?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we see them. I think here or in the next road is Renault. It's literally like there is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. On the right, you're gonna see it.
Ah, this is Renault. Look at it. It's nothing. There's a cool Megane here. Workshop with an Alpine. Some guys. Cool.
So they don't like a lot of attention. So we're just gonna drive by again and go away. We're gonna let them work. But it's actually quite cool to see how simple the workshops are, and if you don't know where they are and what they are doing, you don't realize. But you're gonna see inside Renault, for example, they have the new Megane, they have the Alpine, and there on the side you can clearly see they're probably prepping a trophy at some point for a record run. So it's actually very cool to have like a small clip. See the white trophy in the lift, the white trophy with the racing seats. That is probably gonna be a record car, potentially. In activity at Toyota, there is another building out of that village that belongs to Lexus. So probably the Lexus and the GT6 that we saw, they probably are running from there or from Gazoo. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna stop next to Porsche if you want to have a quick look, and that's all.
So this is Porsche. That gray building is Porsche. Okay, just told us we are going to leave that way and we can see the Porsche building from the other side. But the rumor has it that it has like 3 or 4 stories underneath, like basement floors underneath that little building we just went past. And that they keep a crazy collection of cars here with prototypes and racing cars and whatever. So that's really cool. And also, you know, we just passed Renault. There was I don't know if you saw it, but there was a white Megane, new Megane trophy on there, or cup or whatever. So that was probably the car that they are going to try to beat the front wheel drive record with, because it was already stripped and it had bucket seats. So that's really cool to see. Then, you know, if you wouldn't know it's there.
The building also looks deserted, but there is always cameras, and if you stop here in front of the building and you try to take photos or do anything, there is always like a security guard coming straight. So also it looks like there is nothing happening. There is actually a ton of things happening. And now you can see here the back side of the building and how they have actually expanded from what it was before.
Cool. So yeah, very secret stuff here. Porsche definitely don't want anyone, you know, prying and trying to take any photos that they don't want taken. But it's sort of cool. It sort of adds to the ambiance here, you know. It's just all these brands that are developing cars here, and chassis and brakes and dampers, springs. It's really, really cool. Oh, what a lovely car. Oh, if you are thinking about doing this, check out RSR Nürburg. Link is in the description. rsrnurburg.com. You know, of course, I would always recommend going for something like a GT3, but it is more expensive, of course. But they have a couple of really cool cars that you can try, and you know, of course, the driving is fun and the roads are beautiful. But it's sort of the history around this place and you know, the knowledge that the guide has that make this special. And you know, people around here have a real car culture, so it's just such a big part of this area and of the people that live here and come from here. So I think I'm going to end it here. It's been long enough, so if you're still watching, kudos. Big thanks to RSR Nürburgring for inviting us and you know, letting us drive these two awesome cars. If you want to do this yourself, or you want a taxi lap on the Nürburgring, or you want to do it with an instructor like we are doing later today, Martijn is going to drive the Megane RS stock first modified on the Nürburgring on the Nordschleife. So stay tuned for that video as well. And if you want to do something cool on the Nürburgring, around the Nürburgring, or at Spa-Francorchamps, make sure to check out RSR, because you know, they've got a lot of cool cars. They've got some great instructors and they've got some great roads. So subscribe. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can check out this video of me driving the Megane RS on Spa-Francorchamps, and you can also check out this POV reviews playlist. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this car and these roads a bit more. See you at the next one. Bye guys.